Okay, so we're gonna be getting on the interstate yet again. And, well, let's hope that the Super Cruise system works this time. That's what I'm talking about. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the all-new Chevy Bolt EUV. First and foremost though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Chevy here in Murray, Utah for giving me some time with this Bolt. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below where you can check out their inventory of Bolt EUVs that they have right now. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get right into the video. So we have a 65 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery pack and a single electric motor. Total system output 200 horsepower, 266 pound-feet of torque with a driving electric range of 247 miles. So let's go over the front of the Bolt EUV. So first off, you guys can see that the hood design is pretty simplistic, nothing too crazy happening. We do have a split light design, so you've got the daytime running lights, and you got the headlights down below. Notice that's all blacked out. And then we have the Chevy bow tie here off to the side also, all blacked out, and then you got the camera down below that. And then everything obviously is closed off because this is fully electric. And overall, I think that it is, well, a pretty good looking car from a front end perspective, all things considered. Coming around the side here, we've got 215 millimeter tires wrapped around 17-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see the design on the wheels, which is actually pretty normal. A lot of electric cars will have like fully closed off, strange looking wheels. Not here with the Bolt. And then you guys can see here with the fender flare, and then notice the plastic molding there on the side with the silver trim. And then there's more silver trim inside of the door handles. And then notice the mirrors are two-tone with the black and the white. And there's kind of your full side view. This thing doesn't sit crazy high. Anyways, we got to pop over here to the other side because this is where the charging port lives its life. And there you go. So here's a key fob, pretty normal Chevy key fob. You have your unlock function, your lock function, and then remote start. So yeah, pretty easy to use. Now popping to the back, oh, I was looking in the wrong area. I was like, I thought it was by the camera, it's not, it's on the bottom. We can open up the rear hatch here, and you guys can see we got this little strap. Pull that open, you got some storage space. Underneath we have a cargo cover that is already built in. And overall, storage space is actually pretty solid. This isn't a massive vehicle. And then you've got this little grab handle that, well, lets you throw it down. Now let's go over the rest of the rear. So first off, you guys can see here with the spoiler set up there on the back, how again, you've got that two-tone design, then you got the rails there at the top. And then notice here with the taillights, got the blacked out Chevy bow tie there, Bolt EUV badge, parking sensors here on the rear. And I think the back end's actually my favorite part in terms of the design. Now let's go over the door panel here in the rear. You guys can see here with all of the blue trim, and then notice the contrasted stitching. We do have heated seats here for the rear. And then here are the rear seats. Pretty cool from a design perspective. Notice perforated all down the center portion. And then popping in, ooh, quite a bit of storage space. And then you guys can see here with the little storage space down the back of the seat, a couple of USBs, and then got a cup holder armrest. It's the most important thing ever. But yeah, pretty cool seats. I think they look great. They're pretty comfortable too. Side to the front. So here is the front door panel. You guys can see here with the trim that goes across, and then notice the padding down below. Got blind spot monitoring here for the mirrors. And notice all of our window controls here, automatic for the front too, and then your mirror adjustments. And then here are the front seats. Again, notice that design there in the center of the seat. Pretty cool. Got your power adjustments there on the side. Pedal layout down below. And then we have our light control right here, and let's pop in. So here is the steering wheel on the Bolt EUV. You guys will notice this does have a Super Cruise. We'll go over that in the driving portion of the video. Anyways, you guys can see we've got like our voice command controls. This is the control for Super Cruise, and this does have a regular adaptive cruise control system. Goodness gracious. Anyways, this is for the regen. And then you guys got the light stock, turn signal stock, windshield wiper stock, and yeah, there's the steering wheel, also radio controls on the back. Now here's the center gauge cluster. I find it kind of interesting that it says max is 273 miles range, but then the window sticker says it has less range than that. I'm getting mixed signals here, Chevy. Mixed signals. Anyways, I think it's a pretty cool looking gauge cluster from an aesthetic perspective. There is a sport mode that we can throw this into, so you can do front wheel drive burnouts. Because, you know, electric motors plus front wheel drive means that you get lots of tire spinning. And other than that, you guys probably noticed this is kind of in the way. That is for the Super Cruise system. Now here's the center infotainment screen. First off, if we pop it in reverse, you guys can see we've got a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. And notice we got a bunch of viewpoints here with the camera system, so everything is covered, which is fantastic. Resolution's also great. As for the rest of the screen, response time's great. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto is on this infotainment system. And then notice you guys can see the whole energy flow setup here. It's cool how it shows you like all of the little bits of the car. So you can see where everything is going, so that if you want to drive more economically, well, you can. And you guys will see how much time it takes to actually charge this up. It's actually pretty decent overall with a 240 volt. But anyways, there's that whole infotainment screen area. So we've got our climate control area down here. We do have heated and cooled seats, dual zone climate, which is fantastic. Wireless phone charger and some little USBs and everything back there. Sport mode, stability control, lane departure, and then our gear selector area here. This is for the one pedal drive, which is pretty fancy. And then we do have our parking brake right there. We've got a couple of cup holders. Then you guys can see here at the center console setup. And then notice with the glove box as well. Then you can see here with the design on the dash, and then also the rest of the dash. Looks really nice. We've got a camera mirror, which is definitely fun, and lighter colored headliner. So here's our window sticker for this Bolt EUV. You guys can see here with the warranty information. So 3-year 36,000 mile on the bumper to bumper, and then 8-year 100,000 mile on a lot of the electrical stuff, well, with the powertrain at least. Anyways, here is the rest of the standard equipment. Base MSRP is $37,500. Super Cruise is an option. It's $2,200 to add it. And notice that you have like the whole connectivity for 3 years, so then you have to pay a subscription after that, it looks like. Anyways, total MSRP, $40,695. Notice 247 miles of range, 7.5 hours to charge this on a 240, which is pretty reasonable. Let's drive it. Well, let's talk about visibility before you set off. Here's your visibility of the hood, both of the mirrors, and then throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. So starting off in the Bolt EUV, and we're doing a slightly different test route compared to what I normally do, because we're going to test out the Super Cruise in today's video and see how solid it is. I have tested out Super Cruise in the new Escalade, and well, let's just say that yeah, it was an interesting experience. So we will see how it does in today's video. But let's just first talk about some basics here with the Bolt. So first off, I think it's pretty cool that it shows me right here what we're using. So right now it's like yellow, so it's saying that I'm using power, and it's 2 kilowatts, which is pretty cool. And then as you're driving, if you're doing regen, it'll be green, and it'll say how many kilowatts you're like making up with the regen system. So it's, I don't know, it's kind of cool. So it's kind of like a game where you can basically play to see if you can be as, you know, efficient as possible with it. Now stuff like seat comfort on this is actually pretty decent. The air conditioned seat function, definitely nice, coming in clutch here. And I can say that I'm surprised by how many features this has, like the full 360 camera system, air conditioned seats, dual zone climate. Like this has a lot of features that you don't get in other EVs, like Tesla, for example, right? Like you're not going to get air conditioned seats in like a Model 3 or, you know, a Model Y. Now this doesn't really directly compete with those, because this is in a much more affordable price range, and I definitely want to emphasize that this is a lot more affordable. Teslas at this point pretty much start close to like $50,000, so this being like $10,000 less for this loaded up package is looking like a pretty dang good bargain compared to what Tesla has to offer. And that's why Tesla is no longer going to have market domination in the next few years, I am sure. But other stuff, I mean, it is front wheel drive, and so like if you floor it, you do get some tire spinning, and you guys will see that. Well, let's just, you can't really, we're going fast enough that it kind of, well, actually we've got a light up here, so that'll show us. But yeah, look at that, it's showing me how many, 42 for a second there in terms of what I was getting from regen. So yeah, pretty cool. I'll get back to you guys once we get on the interstate and do the Super Cruise. Traffic lights went out, so it's not exactly a standstill acceleration, but it's an acceleration nonetheless. I doubt that people looking into this are really you know, too keen on the acceleration. I probably care more about, well, the Super Cruise. So let's do it. Super Cruise unavailable. What the heck? Super Cruise unavailable. Well, that's stupid. I should be able to use it because I'm on the interstate. What am I doing wrong? I'm in the lane. I'm not in an, I mean, I'll try to move over even more because sometimes Super Cruise won't let you use it when you're in an exit lane technically, but I'm not technically in an exit lane. I had a similar thing with the Escalade, honestly. Seems like it's kind of a finicky system overall. So let's get over here. Okay. Should let me use it. Still unavailable. Are you kidding me? Huh. Okay, well, I have to head back the other way, so I'll get on the interstate again and see if it works going north. So we're going to be getting on the interstate yet again. And, well, let's hope that the Super Cruise system works this time. That's what I'm talking about. So I did turn off the one pedal drive, by the way. I'm wondering if the fact that I had the one pedal drive on was the reason why I couldn't access Super Cruise. Still unavailable, but we're getting on to the interstate, so maybe once we are officially on, it'll let me use it. Okay. Okay, so still unavailable. Let's get over another lane. Still unavailable. Well, I guess that's our Super Cruise review. Huh. Maybe I'm on, I don't know. I mean, the same thing happened with the Escalade on a certain stretch of interstate. So I guess I'll take the time to get on a different stretch and see if that does anything. So I'll just go a little bit more north than where I normally would go. See if I can get the system to pop on. Yeah, still unavailable. I mean, but on the highway, it's got decent pickup. Like, it gets up and moves quickly. I can keep up with the flow of traffic fine. It looks like I'm being pretty economical too. Getting a lot of I don't even have the one pedal drive on, and I'm getting quite a bit of regen happening. Man, there's a truck in front of us that must just be spewing out like little sand particles. Still unavailable. You've got till the next exit to figure this out, Super Cruise. And I'm on the interstate that, like, was supposed to be mapped out for this. I'm on, yeah. Oh, there we go. I think, nope, never mind. I got excited for a second there. I thought that I saw that it was working. Oh, is this it? Nope. I think I've pressed the button so many times now that it doesn't want to read my button presses anymore. So, what have I learned today? That Super Cruise is unavailable. At least I got passing power. Okay, well, I guess that we've learned what we needed to learn. I tried. Okay, so while I am getting back to the store, I guess we'll just quickly sum things up here with the Bolt EUV. You know, from an exterior aesthetics perspective, I think it's a pretty decent looking electric utility vehicle to be exact. That's what they call it, the EUV. And you know, overall, it's actually a really good car, frankly. Like, tons of features, and the fact that you can get like all these features at the price point this is at is just amazing. The Super Cruise system, I used it in the new Escalade. It's a great system when it works. Like, it drives itself. It literally will change lanes for you, and it's really cool. The only problem I've noticed with the system so far in the two vehicles that I've used it within is that it seems like it's patchy with where it actually functions. Again, apparently the main interstate here in Utah, I-15, it should be able to be activated on that stretch of interstate, but it obviously didn't work in today's video. I feel like I went through enough exits that it should have, it should have worked. So, I'm sure there's gonna be a software update on it in the future. But as it stands right now, I still think this is a great value because you can still just use the regular cruise control system, frankly, and that's fine. A lot of people don't want the car to drive for them, frankly. So as just like an electric vehicle, it's very affordable, tons of features, and it basically, Chevy's done what Tesla promised us and never gave us, and that is a truly affordable EV that is something that is actually in my mind, desirable to get because of all the features this has. So I still really like this despite the whole Super Cruise thing, and like I said, I'm sure that there will be a software update and that'll be improved in the near future. That's gonna sum things up for our video on this Bolt EUV. Again, a huge shout out, thank you to the Larry Miller Chevy here in Murray for giving me some time with this Bolt. Check out the info in the description down below. I'll see ya.